Hi. Unlike most people, I'm into classic movies. My grandma, when I was young, she she showed me like Casablanca and movies like that, right? Robin Hood, um, Captain Blood by Errol Flynn, all these Flynn movies and stuff, right? My grandma showed them to me when I was young. And in Australia, the guys that you guys would rudely refer to as the boomers, they understand what I'm talking about because they remember in the 80s when and the 70s when all of this stuff was on the TV in Australia, all the old movies when all the old generation was still alive. Okay. So when I watch a movie like Casablanca, I'm not thinking about any female here in Australia or any love relationship or anything. I'm thinking about my grandmother and like my connection to those old movies. And those old movies were better than the new movies, but like the action and everything is really slow. Those old movies really need to be recut now for young people to be able to deal with them. Robin Hood still works on many levels. They Died with Their Boots On still works on many levels. All of the Errol Flynn movie type of stuff, they all work. All Errol Flynn's movies, they still work. Not all of them, most of them. So here, I've had people staring through the window, watching me when I'm going to the toilet, looking through the window at my bed, making notes about these type of things, right? These sick women at the police station, these sick women trying to going out their way to try to emasculate me. So the thing is, in the beginning, I don't like anybody who acts the way or puts people through this stuff or has a type of superiority complex that these women have. Why would you tolerate them? They only have about 10 years of looking good before they fall down a hole into being ugly as hell. I'm sorry, but it's true. Most of you. And why do you go ugly? Because you get a job with a whole bunch of evil people that are telling you how to be evil and how, oh, this is the standard. You don't act like this is just how we do things. We get paid top dollar to do this. So now it's like there's all these normal people. We're trying to do stuff and our life is fucked up. And there's this huge street gang of police and criminals that are going, this copper needs to do this to this person so he can get a fucking reward and a salary, and his salary goes up and all this stuff. So the bikies are going to kill that person. The bikies are going to do this for the coppers. We got to emasculate this guy for these stupid police women who can't leave this guy alone. So Maroochydore women, right? You can come back here with me on fucking Sunday morning if you want. Just understand, after we rock and roll, go down, have breakfast and walk around at the Sunday markets, these motherfuckers here are going to be like, that guy, what is she doing walking around with fucking David Berkowitz over there, the berserker? And they'll be like, dude, like up in Maroochydore, like everyone thinks you're fucking cool, man. Like all the chicks are buying boots like your Harley fucking mechanics boots, man. Like, you know, you're triggering people towards good things. Like, don't act like a cunt. You see someone come in there, some left-wing piece of shit, scream in front of some good left-wing people and some good conservatives, and I just go, get out of here, you piece of shit. Fuck you. And I say, get the fuck out. And then when the person goes, then the people go, yeah, you get the fuck out. And then they go away and they go, oh, thank you. You saved our night. So this is the thing. There's women that like me in Maroochydore. Just know, you might be listening. Next weekend, there's a possibility that you can come back here with me. Any weekend, there's a possibility because I'm single. I don't have any girlfriend. Okay? Just have somebody who said, like, oh, I'm casting you either as life in prison or my husband or my wife. You're going to be my wife. I've got a vagina. You're going to be my wife, or you're going to have life. My wife or life. Okay. So this battle is between the regressive left, which the police are a part of, and the progressive conservative movement. Okay. So this is about protecting your jobs, holding on to the secrets that I have about you because what you've done about me, or anything that you can do about me is intentional. Sometimes it's not about being depressed. It's like, fuck you. You think that you can monitor me and that you've put all this fucking surveillance on me, and it's just emasculation. That's a point. When they get behind it, they don't like him. And then these Kiwi cops, they don't like him. They're white Kiwis. They don't like his connection to all the black fellas, and neither do the white police here. So she's going to emasculate the fuck out of him and show him you really should be turning against all these black fellas and these fucking people these low incomes. And you should really be bowing to me and asking me how to become a high income. This is how this policewoman has fucking played this. And so if you want to get someone murdered, go to the boxing club and just pass the hit between the police and the underworld. That's how it works. The police hand hits through boxing clubs. Right? But anyway, I come from Redcliffe. I come from here. So you guys here, there's 4551s and 4560s and 4020s. I'm a 4511, 4560, 4020. That means I was conceived and a resident. My parents were residents of Caloundra, 4551, when I was born. But there was a problem with the hospital, and I was transferred and born at Nambour and then transferred back to Caloundra. And then mum was checked out of the hospital. So I was like born like a lot of the people here that were born back in the 80s or the 90s, early 90s, they were born at the Nambour Hospital, which now I think like a lot of people are probably born at UniSC or University of Sunshine Coast Hospital or something, probably, as opposed to the smaller ones. The same type of thing still happens. But and then I grew up in Redcliffe, and I created this thing back in the day. So it's like they're like talking about, oh, if he does this, we might give him his security license. It's like, I'm not arguing for you to give me my security license. I've done all this shit already. For 4 years, I was during the COVID thing, the COVID pandemic, you made me the fucking the fucking safety officer, the COVID safety officer during that time. So, and then you see the photo with me when I had my security license, and I'm standing there with George from Parliamentary Protective Services, who used to look after Stephen Miles and Anastasia Palaszczuk at the fucking Parliament office. And I think he might still be there. I'm not sure. And then Alex Curtis. So the guys that are kicking around here that are making threats, a lot of these guys are Italians. And there's a lot of Greek people around here. And a lot of Greek people, I'm very close with a lot of Greek people, but a lot of Greek people have been making big fucking mouthing off, gonna kill Dave, gonna kill Dave, gonna kill Dave, to find out that the guy that everybody's scared shitless off here, the Greek guy, I'm his protege. They look at you see him running up and down the street like the other day. He looks better than me, skinny, haircut similar to me, glasses. I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, Al, man." And I was really well dressed. He was really well dressed. I was like, "Hey, dude, remember like 25 years ago in the city when these motherfuckers used to call us metrosexuals? You remember that?" "Yeah, man." It just turns out we were 25 years ahead of these motherfuckers in style, in substance, in class, in everything, right? And he's like, Straight up. And then just kept it going. It's true. So you have been emasculating and getting the Greek mafia and the Italian mafia to go after somebody who is the protege of one of the main Greek mafia guys in town, or the main Greek mafia guy. Where did I learn Kung Fu, Wesley Snipes, how to kill somebody with all this different stuff? Alex Curtis. There's one guy here in this town, everybody will say, that dude will kill you. He's scary. He can fight like fucking hell. He drives around in a black car. He's a scary motherfucker. That's Alex Curtis. And as Alex Curtis says, he always told me, like, that's why I don't train at the gyms anymore. He said, train by yourself. As Rod Stubbs said too, train by yourself. But mostly, like they say from a safety perspective, train by yourself, because you don't want these fuckheads seeing how you train and using it against you. That's what Alex told me about Caloundra and Caloundra boxing fraternity. So, Taylor Swift, you've made everything about you and about girl power and about emasculation. And then you have to ask the question, what's going on in all of your hearts, and what are you guys doing if police work is about inflicting pain and emasculating people and doing these things that are not part of your job? This is turning proactive policing into fucking cultural terrorism. They're doing the same. What the Queensland police have been doing is the same thing as what happened when Chairman Mao took over. The Great Leap Forward. They've been doing their Great Leap Forward. So the issue is, like at the Cerebral Palsy League of Queensland, they educate you in communism, and then they don't tell you that this is just communism, and like, yeah, all of this stuff, how it relates to our working with people with disabilities. That's one thing. But if we like institutionalize that, and then we're going through that and telling you this is how it works, and because this is how it works, then it creates this, and then all these things that you create out of that are not real. They're ideological ships, right, of bias, of assumption, of all these cognitive biases set up to be able to go out and boom, bait a human fucking mind. So we got police playing these fucking games, bringing drugs on the street, creating gang wars, fueling gang wars, going and putting undercover cops in to make gang wars worse. They started the gang war over a fucking policewoman that was like crazy as shit because I had a crush on her. So she had to fucking use the police. She had to use all of the police powers. They had to use the police powers and responsibilities, right? And all of the resources. So as I said, yesterday was Memorial Day, but hundreds of thousands of dollars have been poured into investigating me. Those hundreds of thousands of dollars could have been used on the border during COVID to stop the train guys from jumping the border with a firearm. Before, when I spoke about Weambilla, what I said was, and I said it to Vanessa, she doesn't know, Aboriginal woman that I know from fucking PCYC. And she, mouth off, you don't know shit. You're a fucking stupid old lady that used to sit on the fucking thing at PCYC Redcliffe and now Nambour. Shut your fucking stupid mouth. I left that stupid fucking PCYC in 1999, lady. And then in 2004, I ended up working in fucking Vietnam. My job was joint operations, mortuary affairs as a fucking contractor, going onto farms where people have machine guns that are ready to shoot you fucking dead. You have to make your way safely up past the hostile people and fucking secure permission to be on the fucking location, bitch. So I told you I'm more experienced at this fucking shit than those poor fucking kids they sent in and got shot at Weambilla. Joint operations mortuary affairs, like Craig Wells and my brother and these idiots arguing, oh, Deacon Grime, oh, we know fucking everything, fucking fuck. You fucking stupid pieces of shit. It is more, it's more similar to what happened to the fucking, that job that those guys got killed on than fucking anything that I've ever heard of in the history of Queensland police. Those dudes walked in on a fucking hot site. We fucking were afraid of hot sites, man. Okay. We had this thing when we were heading out to, with all of this shit, when those dudes were after Damon and I, right? We were booked to go out to Mermont on the border. And we were fucking sure we didn't go. And we fucking went all around the country and we're being tracked by people, right? We were sure that when we fucking rolled up on that location, there was going to be some argument, and then a soldier was going to shoot. A soldier or somebody attached to an army or some mysterious shooting was going to happen. There's been a few. Okay, another situation. They were trying to get me up to Rotanakiri, to a Belgium rubber plantation. I knew if I went there, I was a fucking dead man. Okay? There's some jobs when you're doing joint operations, mortuary affairs, when you know, oh, fuck, there's a serious heavy-duty business interest in that area. And they've got a whole bunch of guys with gold teeth and machine guns. So one time, I nearly got done. One time, I nearly got shot in the same way as a police in Wiambilla. And it was where Sean Flynn went missing. So we went to the police station where Sean Flynn was last seen we were told by witnesses that that's where he was last seen. So we went there and we got a photo with the policeman out the front. I know, it's crazy. And then after, this car came over from the Vietnam side of the border with these guys like Pancho Villa, gold teeth, guns and everything. They pulled up and I had these two Vietnamese boys with me, our photographers, right, our videographers. And then I said, put that fucking camera on the clouds. And if they ask what you're doing, tell them that you work for Ford and that we're here to film something for Ford. And then they came up, they said, what are you doing here, boys? And all this type of shit. What are you doing around here? And all this type of stuff. And I just spoke to them in Khmer. I said, we're looking at clouds. And then they said, oh, me and they didn't want to hear from me. And then they started to speak to them and they couldn't speak in Khmer. So then they spoke to them, and I spoke to them in Vietnamese and Khmer and explained to them the situation. And they said, you work for Ford, huh? And we said, yeah. They said, you've got to get out of here straight away. You're never going to come back. You never want to be seen around here again. Mind you, I went back to that location like 100 times after that. But I nearly got shot in that situation. When it comes to pubs, right? So the Bob Marley type of situation, there's a situation that happened in Beenhua when the Scottish National thing happened, and I got attacked by some gangsters and they locked me in a toilet and they shot the toilet up and everything. But that shit happened back in the day too, and I ended up with confiscating a sword off of those guys. But it's like you guys think that you know everything, and that's a problem. Like the Aboriginals, you guys haven't lived in an Aboriginal community where there's AK-47s and everybody's Aboriginal, but they wear a fucking a krama scarf around them. They just have a scarf. They don't have pants. They have a fucking scarf. Have you lived in that type of community before? No, you haven't. Have you lived in a community where there's Muslim Cambodians, right? And then there's other Muslims from around the world that are there, and you're working in that community. And then there's Cambodians who are like countryside people that aren't city people. They're countryside, deep countryside people. So I was in like around the Chup rubber plantation, which is the indigenous Islamic tribes of Cambodia. That's who I lived around for all that time. So my grandfather, when my grandfather died, it was noted that my grandfather had served in India. So like I was speaking to people, only people that come from the Raj understand my way of doing things. I do things kind of like Sir Richard Francis Burton. And Burton's always been my hero. And I do love Britain. Everything's about Britain. But as I said, I'm just somebody who's read a lot of history. And I know that there's like a lot of people that don't. You got to be careful how you teach history and who you teach history to and how you teach people to interpret things. Because I think a lot of things are lost in the interpretation. And if you're letting a group of really sick, fucked up, dysregulated people that are like, justice needs to rape and pillage and fuck, and we need fucking more money for fucking killing more people, and we're here to fucking murder and rape and fucking pillage for the fucking system. We don't give a fuck if it wrecks the cultural fabric of Australia, because that's what's happened. The criminal justice system has been wrecking the cultural fabric of Australia for corrupt fucking police who are wrecking it for their bank balances, for their fucking pensions, and for their superannuation. You don't give a fuck about anybody until the shit goes down on you guys. And then it's like, oh, fuck, something bad has happened. You don't care that every day of the year you're putting people like me in the fucking cultural crosshairs with all of these corrupt gangsters and shit, just out of competition, just because you feel like you have to emasculate me to make it your police command, to make the men that you're fucking make them feel better about the fact that I'm fucking, even though you've been kicking the shit out of me and I'm fucking got nothing left and I'm a pile of shit, I'm still better than you motherfuckers. Took everything from me, stole everything. My daughter turns 18 next month, man. She's an Australian citizen. The Australians have been like, your father is death penalty, your death penalty, your brother is death penalty. Fuck them. You're mixed race, and we have a stupid bunch of people that didn't want to interpret the information about David MacMillan correctly. They just wanted to create this fucking dodgy ass QP9. So the problem that they've got is like, they're like, what happens when you don't let somebody into the Queensland Police Service? Well, if they're inexperienced, who knows? If they have 25 years of experience, out of 20 years of experience, then they try for 5 years to become a cop and learn everything to become a cop. And then after fucking fighting all of these dumb cops, learn all of their tactics inside out and become 10 times better than all of them. A force multiplier compared to every fucking cop on the Sunshine Coast. So the little fucking drug network and the games that you guys have been playing, who fucking pulled the debt cord on that motherfucker on Sunday and blew that up? Was that the police or was that me? Was that the authorities that fucking pulled the debt cord on the illicit fucking drugs and fucking rape fucking kill chain that's being run here? Murder, rape, illicit drug kill chain that's being run here? Who debt corded that motherfucker? So that's what happens. What happens is you create like your own police mirror. You create police. You create a militia like the guardian angels that mirror the tactics of the police, but because of their humanity, because their understanding of the resonance when it comes to mortuary affairs and like from the mortuary affairs background, the civil affairs background, what you do is you create someone, you don't give them a security license, you create somebody who is the in-house detective for whichever venue he's working at, who is prepared to throw any gang member, drug dealer, or police officer that's encouraging this type of behavior under the bus and stomp their fucking brain in front of all of the most serious people, all the most serious legal commissions in Australia. That's me, motherfucker. That's what happens when you refuse to let somebody join the police, Queensland Police. This is what you should start adding to your little psychological profile of what happens when you don't let somebody join the police. They create their own people's militia that are against police corruption, who know that the police are acting as the enemy, and that police militia has to fight as freedom fighters and use tactics like to emasculate these police in their careers during, like, as they're going. Like this woman doing this thing, she's been digging the hole fucking deeper and deeper and deeper. And they've been getting away with making these accusations against me without putting their names out there, because they know that they put their names out. Once they put their names out there, they're going to be fucking sued. So yeah, Caloundra women know too, I'm single. You could come drop around and jam a couple songs with me, have a coffee. Maybe we could go have dinner. I could make you dinner sometime. I don't know. But people don't trust me around here because some fucking sandwich shop derelict. It goes to show, like, it doesn't matter how much money you got. It doesn't buy class. It doesn't buy culture. Okay. So I have a lot of experience with this. I've served under 4 different security commands in Vietnam. I've already done it. So you guys are under 1 Australian command. I already went over, did everything, boom, boom, all the different ones, come back. I'm just at the point now that I want to be allowed to do business. Okay. That's it. I just want to be allowed to do business. I want to be allowed not to be pushed onto the unemployment line, not to be then have these. So the thing is, in the background, there's a gangster leader, Italian mafia gangster leader here, who's got relatives at the Caloundra police station, and they think that they own the fucking place. So they've turned the Caloundra civil authorities into the La Cosa Nostra. Okay. Anyway, that's what's been going on. Fighting racism and prejudice every day here. Okay, so Netanyahu announces Gaza peace deal. Cool. Okay, let's see how that goes. Let's hope we have peace. Okay. So when you guys mouth off about all of these things, I have more experience than you. So if you ask Brantley or my dad or Colin or something like that, right, about that shooting, the police shootings, right, the one in Gatton and the one in Wiambilla. One in Gatton happened before me, and that happened near my basketball, where I used to play basketball at the Gatton University. My team was called Laidley Heat. So yeah, there's been a bloody gang war here that the police created, and for their friends in the background, and this is where we are. Good morning, everybody.